Okay, welcome everybody. We are now getting some more information in regards to the food stamp program, the SNAP program, the EBT program, whatever you want to call it. It's all referring to the same thing, but this encompasses about 42.2 million people all across the country. Again, low income, fixed income. There's a lot of people on this. However, we are now getting some new information here, and I want to share with you exactly what all this means for the beneficiaries, as well as going forward over the next 2 or so weeks when we get into a very critical time frame as far as what this means for the beneficiaries. Okay, so I'm going to talk through the details about this, explain this in great detail as far as what we know as of right now based on this situation, as it's still a very fluid situation as things are still playing out. I'll let you know where we currently stand as of right now today, what just happened today, and why we may be in this for the long haul, and how this could potentially impact beneficiaries, honestly, in a pretty big way. So I just want to point this out before I get into this any further. I'm not here to scare anybody, okay? I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm here to give you clarification as far as what's going on. I'm here to talk through the details. I'm here to answer your questions, whatever you got for me, okay? So if you're joining me live right now, first off, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns, feedback, anything like that down below in the chat box. I will be in the chat here in a little while. Obviously, I'm going to share all the details that I have for you right now first, and then I'll jump into the chat box. We'll spend some time together. I will answer your questions as much as I possibly can. And if you're watching the replay on this, feel free to drop any comments, questions, concerns, anything down below in the comments section. I'll do my very best to answer those. Otherwise, come back in a dedicated video. Okay, so here we are, middle of October, okay? Actually, we're more than halfway through October at this moment. Okay, so here's where we're at right now. Obviously, still within a government shutdown. We all recognize this. In fact, the Senate voted yet again today. The Senate voted again today, and it failed. This was the 10th vote that they've had to reopen the government, and it failed. Now, here's the thing. We're going to be in this shutdown for at least until next week. Why do I know that? Lawmakers, after they voted, they skipped town and ran home, you know, tail between their legs, crying, whining, complaining, and pointing the finger. So they ran away. They went home, okay? So we're going to be shut down for at least until next week at the earliest. We already know this, okay? Okay, so that's who we have representing us as a whole. Very, very high quality people, it sounds like. Anyway, so that's that. However, what did we learn now, and what are the new information pieces, and what are the new details on basically this government shutdown, and how does it impact food stamps, the SNAP program, EBT, again, whatever you want to call it, for the roughly 42.2 million people that rely on these benefits? If you've been watching the videos here for a while now, you've heard me say something like this, which is, we're fine for October. October is totally fine. But if this extends into November, we may have some major issues on our hands. Okay, let's talk about that. And the letter that was sent out by USDA to state agencies just the other day, and what this letter indicates. Okay, remember this much about the SNAP program, just really fast on this. The SNAP program is federally funded, right? So basically USDA oversees the SNAP program, but it is state administered. Basically, federal government gives states money, and they basically just tell the states, here's a bunch of money, figure out who's eligible in your state, and just administer this program on the state level. Okay, that's how it goes. However, USDA reached out to state agencies with a letter and basically told them, we will not have enough money to fulfill all SNAP benefits for the month of November in the event we are still in this government shutdown. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it means this much. If we go into November with this government shutdown, as I've been talking about for so long now, more on that in a second, I'll tell you where I believe that this thing's going to go and how much longer we're going to be shut down. Hint, hint, new record. Stay tuned. I'll tell you what I'm thinking here. And based on what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, and where this is likely going to go, this isn't going away anytime soon. Based on what I'm seeing here, we're probably in this for a few more weeks. Okay, I'll talk about that more here in just a minute. But anyway, USDA is literally, okay, USDA, remember, they're basically the ones behind the SNAP program, USDA, okay? They literally reaching out to state agencies and saying, hey, get ready. We're not going to have the money to pay the SNAP benefits, the food stamps, for the month of November, in the month of November, okay? That's going to be a major problem for the 42.2 million people that rely on these. And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you facts and tell you what is actually happening right now so we can possibly be prepared. Now, if they come back next week, as in lawmakers, and if they reopen the government and all is fine, we're fine. We don't have anything to worry about, okay? But considering we're a couple weeks out now, I just want you to be prepared and have this, at your disposal, just to be prepared on this and basically know that, hey, if there's anything you can do now to prepare, just, this would probably be a good thing. Anyway, they're not going to have the money to distribute all of it. Now, in their letter to state agencies, they indicated they would not have enough money to fulfill all of the SNAP benefits, indicating to me, when I read through that letter, that they probably have some money. How much? Well, obviously not enough to fulfill all of the benefits that need to be administered to the beneficiaries, okay? We don't know exactly how much they have. They're coming up with contingency plans in the event that the government shutdown extends into November. What are the contingency plans? We don't know. They just told us they're coming up with a contingency plan. Okay, does that mean like find some money and send it out to the people? What's a contingency? Does it mean cutting benefits by some kind of percentage to just get some money to the people, but not their full benefit? Again, we don't know what their contingency plan is yet. Now, quick side note really fast here. You know how Social Security is facing this insolvency issue in like 7 years, give or take a little bit. It's, less than 7 years as of right now. This is literally the same thing as basically Social Security insolvency. Now, obviously, Social Security is not going to be insolvent anytime soon. It's about 7 years out from right now, but it's basically the same thing. This whole issue with SNAP benefits, food stamps, that Social Security would be facing is essentially, hey, we don't have enough money. We'll pay out what we can, but we're out of money. We're broke, right? Same thing here, okay? So for those of you then wondering, like, what does this whole insolvency thing mean for Social Security? This is what I mean by this. Same situation here that we're seeing play out right now, literally in the next couple of weeks with the SNAP program, okay? So what do we do now? Well, there's not a whole lot we can do at the moment, right? It's kind of a wait and see type of situation. However, I just want to throw this out there, and again, I know everybody's situation is very different. I'm just going to throw this out there just as something to think about and maybe consider over the next couple of weeks. If you happen to have any of your October benefit left, that you got paid in October, if there's any way that you can maybe like stockpile a little bit on the side, and again, I know I'm probably going to get comments that say, that's ridiculous. I get $24 a month, or I get $102 a month. There's no way I can possibly stockpile anything. I recognize that. I'm just saying, if there's any possibility that you can possibly set a couple things aside, non-perishables, I don't know, like pastas. I mean, pasta lasts forever, right? Things like this. I don't know, cans of soup, stuff like that. Things that aren't going to go bad in the next 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying by this. If there's any possibility you can stick a few of those things aside, it may come in handy in the next couple of weeks here in the event they can't figure this out and they can't get funding to this program to pay out the benefits to the beneficiary, if that makes sense, okay? And again, I know everybody's situation is very different. I know that like virtually nobody has any money right now. I totally recognize that. I'm just kind of throwing out some ideas, okay? Anyway, so that's where we're at with that. Now, let's talk about really quickly here, how much longer could we potentially be in this government shutdown? Remember, the only reason we're in this mess is because of the government shutdown. If the government shutdown was not in effect right now, this would be totally fine. We would not be in this predicament that we're in right now, which means SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, whatever you want to call it, may not be paid out in its entirety in the month of November. Now, I want to point something out. Well, let's just talk about super fast here. What my thoughts are on this as far as how much longer we could be in this government shutdown. Remember, yesterday, a couple different things happened. Number one, we were supposed to get the inflation data for the month of September. We didn't, okay? It didn't happen. I talked about this extensively leading up to this. I talked about it yesterday in the live stream. We were supposed to get the inflation data. Didn't happen yesterday, okay? Well, that's what Social Security needed to calculate the COLA. Didn't happen. It's happening next week instead. They postponed it by 9 days. Again, that's not new information. I've shared that many times before in other videos. You know that by now. But also, Medicare Annual Enrollment started. That's not being impacted by the government shutdown, as in it's still opened up. It still is going right now, which, by the way, I'm loving the comments rolling in. I'm getting so many comments over the last couple of days here from those of you here in the community reaching out who have called the partners here completely for free to get free help with your Medicare, making sure that you're properly covered for the new year within literally 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes of talking to them. A lot of you getting better plans, saving a boatload of money. I mean, People are saving $1,000, $2,000 a year by literally making a quick phone call. They're effectively printing their own stimulus check by making a 10, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call. That's amazing. Like I've been saying, they're kind of like magicians. They're like magicians with how good they are. The database that they have, 24,000 plans at their disposal. I mean, the lightning speed, the power within their fingertips to hack away on their keyboard and pull up the plans in your local area for what you need personally. If you haven't called them yet, seriously, I don't know what you're waiting for. This window is not going to last forever. It's free, 100% for free. Give them a call. I'm going to be here, by the way, on this live stream for a while. Give them a call right now. If you have not called them, and if you are on Medicare, give them a call right now. It's only going to take 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. After you talk to them, come back in the live stream. Tell me, did you get a better plan? Did you save a bunch of money? What happened? I'd love to hear about it and give you some shout outs right here, right now, live in this live stream. Anyway. Okay, so that was yesterday, all this going down. And again, annual enrollment is still open for the next few weeks. But again, this window does not last forever. If you haven't acted yet, do it sooner than later. Seriously, time's going to run out quickly. But anyway, phone number's there. And as you can see, it's 100% for free. But anyway, this government shutdown is likely going to last, based on what I'm seeing, the speculations, the projections, the forecasts, based on what I'm seeing right now, I would say into the second week of November, which honestly seems like ridiculous. At this point, the second week of November, come on, it's not going to last that long. I wouldn't be shocked one bit. In fact, that's my new projection. In fact, over the last week or two, I've been saying I wouldn't be shocked to see it last until the end of this week or early next week. That's already in the bag. I mean, that's basically a guarantee at this point, considering lawmakers ran home, whining and crying, tears running down their face, tail between their legs. They ran on home because they got scared that they didn't get their vote passed today, right? So they're all so sad and they're feeling so discouraged these days. They had to go run home. So there you go. They're going to sit on the couch for the next 4 days and do nothing because they couldn't get a simple vote passed. Good for them. Awesome. I'm glad that they're getting paid about 200 grand a year to sit there and do that. Yeah, awesome. Anyway, we're in this mess because of the government shutdown. Okay, but anyway, my new projection as of right now is we're likely going to be in this probably, again, I can be totally wrong with this, probably until around November 9th or after, the week of November 9th. Okay, why do I believe that and why do I think that based on what I'm seeing? Because we got some major economic data coming out here in the next couple of weeks, and they don't want to they don't necessarily want to release that. They want to continue to suppress this data, as I've been talking about for a while. Okay, so next week we're getting the inflation data, which we were supposed to receive yesterday. The last week of October, we're getting the Fed announcement. That's a big one as well. The first week of November, we're getting October jobs data / we're not getting it because the government shutdown will still affect that and their BLS won't release it again / hashtag suppress data. Exactly. Okay. But anyway, that's kind of outside the realm of this video a little bit, but I just wanted to point that out for you really quickly in case you're wondering. So we could be in this mess literally until the second week of November, which absolutely 100% will impact SNAP benefits, as in the full distribution of those benefits for the 42.2 million people that rely on these monthly benefits, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, if you haven't had enough yet, let me keep going at you. Okay. If you feel like you're not inundated with information yet, let me give you some more to chew on for a while. Okay. Remember this much as well. As of October, we're in October. As of November, let me say that again. As of November, remember this much. The new adjustments to the SNAP program will be going fully into effect and fully enforced as of November. What are they? Well, it's the provisions that came out of the OBBB, the big bill that was passed over the summer by lawmakers, signed into law by the president on the 4th of July. Within that, what did they do? They implemented some major changes to the SNAP program, the food stamp program, these benefits, okay? Let me rattle them off really quickly. I'm going to be fair with you. This does not impact everybody here in this community. It does not impact a huge percentage of the beneficiaries, but it absolutely does impact some people. Here's what it comes down to. As of November, these will be fully enforced. What is it? ABAWD individuals, able-bodied adults without dependents. Okay, that's what that stands for. ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependents. They need to fulfill the 80-hour per month work, which is 20 hours per week. Now, there's also some other things that qualify for work. You could be working just a traditional job. It could be self-employment. I mean, that's still considered work, right? It could be skill training. It could be education training, and it could even be volunteering. Okay, all of these would qualify, but it has to be 20 hours per week, 80 hours per month for ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependents is who who falls into this category. Okay, now the age range has increased it pretty substantially. It increased by 5 years. So previously, or actually technically right now, it's still between the ages of 18 and 59, but increasing to 18 to 64 as of November. Okay, so people within that age range category would need to fulfill the work requirements. Otherwise, what do they have happen? They get kicked off of their food stamp benefit. Okay, that's what that's all about. Now, what's the other one? Here's another big one as well that's going to impact a lot of people. The definition of a dependent has also changed. Remember, as of right now, for the next handful of days here, the dependent definition is anybody under the age of 18. So 17 and under is considered a dependent. As of November, the new definition, again, not technically, this is the new definition only for SNAP, I guess, in real life. Somebody under the age of 18 is still technically a dependent, but for SNAP rules, now it's 13 and under. So anybody under the age of 14, so 13 and under is considered a dependent. Anybody 14 and above is no longer considered a dependent for the SNAP program. Therefore, those people that have been exempt from the work requirements who are able-bodied and have a dependent, say 14, 15, 16, 17, something like that, will no longer be exempt if that individual is able-bodied and they're not fulfilling the work requirement, the volunteer requirement, the skill training requirement of 20 hours per week, 80 hours per month. Then that individual may lose their benefit. And what are the parameters around that? Somebody can only get SNAP benefits for 3 months out of every 3-year period of time if they are able-bodied and they do not have a qualified dependent. Yeah. So what's this going to mean for beneficiaries? Well, they're projecting that about 3 to 4 million people could lose their benefits relatively quickly. Okay. Again, not here to scare anybody, here to give you facts and tell you what's going on here and how this may impact a lot of people going forward. All right. Anyway, enough rambling out of me. Do you want more rambling? I'll certainly keep going if you want me to. There's a lot of information out there and a lot of people that are going to be impacted by a lot of things that are happening right now. Okay. I have my phone sitting here. I'll get into the chat box. If you're joining live right now, feel free to drop a comment down below. Question, concern, feedback, whatever you got. Feel free to throw anything down below. I'd be happy to answer those for you right here, right now. Not a problem. Otherwise, if you're late, again, drop your comments, your concerns, feedback down below in the comment section. I'll do my very best to answer those. And again, if you're one of the 70 million people on Medicare, if you have not made a quick 15-minute call yet, please do yourself a huge favor. Whip out your phone right here, right now. I got my phone whipped out. My phone's sitting right here. Phone's right here. Whip out your phone. Call the phone number right there. If you're on Medicare, phone number's right there. It's the partners here on the channel chapter. They're waiting on standby to help you, and they've already helped tons and tons of you. I've been getting so many comments over the last few days here, especially yesterday as Medicare Annual Enrollment kicked off. A lot of you here in this community, like a lot of people, got better plans, got better coverages, and saved a whole bunch of money. I saw your comments. A lot of very excited people out there. Really cool stuff. Anyway, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes talking to them. They're like magicians. They're very fast at what they do. The power within their fingertips to just go at it on their keyboard and find the relevant plans in your local area for your personal needs and your personal situation going forward in the new year. I think you're going to be shocked with what they find for you. And maybe you can be like a bunch of other people here on the community or on this channel and in this community that have saved a ton of money. In fact, the average savings is $1,100. That's the average savings that the team here is helping them get. Again, like I said yesterday in the live stream, these individuals that are calling, again, getting free help with their Medicare plans, they're effectively printing their own stimulus check by literally just calling, having a quick conversation, making sure that they're getting the right plan, properly covered for the upcoming year. And a lot of times people are saving money. Obviously, no guarantees, but a lot of people are saving, literally $1,000, $2,000. That's like not out of the norm. It's pretty common. Obviously, savings vary, but the average savings is $1,100, $1,100. That's amazing, right? That's like We're all sitting here asking, begging for a stimulus check. Literally a 15 or 20-minute phone call could literally get you the equivalent of that. I don't know. Seems pretty basic to me. Like, why wouldn't someone make that call and make sure that they're properly covered for the upcoming year as well, which is honestly vitally important. So anyway, I was actually just talking to my uncle just a little while ago, like 20 minutes before I started this live stream. I was talking to my uncle, and he was talking to me about his plan, and he likes his plan. He's like, I'm going to call Chapter. He hasn't called them yet, but he's going to call them. He's like, I'm going to call Chapter and make sure that my plan is still right. Or is there a better option for me for the upcoming year? Good option, or good idea to call them, because you don't know. That's the thing. So many people possibly have better plan options out there that don't even know, which is why this time right now, this little window that we're in, by the way, the window that we're in right now, Medicare Annual Enrollment, is not going to last very long. I'm just going to say that much, okay? It goes very quickly, and unfortunately, if you don't act right now, the window's going to slam shut, and then we're all locked in. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, I'm going to get into the chat. But anyway, I'm going to be here on the live stream for a while now, okay? So if you're still watching this right here, whip out your phone, call them right now. Seriously, call them. Within 10, 15, 20 minutes, see what they find for you. Come back onto the live stream after you talk to them. Drop a comment down below. Let me know. Did you save a bunch of money? How much money did you save per month, per year? Did you get a better plan? What was your situation? We'll talk about it. I'll give you shout outs live right here, right now. But yeah, really cool. Okay, what am I looking for? All right, hang on. This is always the slow part. I apologize. Again, keep those comments, questions, feedback rolling in. I will answer those for you here as soon as I get into the chat. Sorry, I'm slow. I know it's not the technology, it's me. Bajia Paula. I apologize. I'm just going to say this. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to say names incorrectly. I apologize. I'm not doing it on purpose. I think it's Bajia Paula. Yeah, thank you. I see you there. Thanks for reaching out. Nice to have you. Appreciate it. Alexis McIntyre. What about Medicaid? What do you like? Can you elaborate? Yeah, Alexis, can you elaborate on that? Yeah, Alexis McIntyre, please elaborate. Like, what exactly about Medicaid do you want me to elaborate on? Okay, I have no problem doing that. Just let me know what you need specifically. Nice. AK, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate the understanding. Again, try to do my best here, okay? Yeah, Susan Ryan, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Bajia Paula saying, if on SSI, can I lose my food stamps? So technically, here's the deal. It's not so much about the type of benefit that you're on or your situation. It's the problem is they ran out of money. That's the problem, okay? It's not like isolating SSI beneficiaries or retirees or seniors or, some specific group. The problem is they ran out of money. That's the problem. They're broke. They don't have money. That's the problem, okay? So I'm not trying to the situation is not funny. What I'm saying is that they're out of money. I mean, they're broke. If you feel like you're broke, they have less money than you. I mean, seriously, they're so out of money, they can't even pay the beneficiaries. That's the problem with this situation. So we need lawmakers to come back and basically reopen the government, to fund everything. And then there we go. We'll be fine again. Okay, does that kind of make sense? Toby Reville is saying, I'm on disabled and on food stamps. Should I be worried? Well, as I've been saying for a while now, let's not worry about this. And again, I said this a couple times throughout this live stream. I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm not here to get anybody all worked up and lose sleep over this. Please don't do that, okay? All I'm saying is that I'm here to give you facts. I'm here to give you information so we can be prepared over the next couple weeks here, as I do anticipate this government shutdown probably to easily last into the second week of November. That's basically what I'm speculating as of right now, based on what I'm seeing, based on what I'm hearing, based on what I know is coming over the next couple of weeks. Bad economic data reports that are set to be released. They don't want to release that data. So I would not be shocked if we see this into November. I anticipate they'll come together with a contingency plan. But I don't trust them. I'm just going to be fair with you. I do not trust them. How many times have we heard out of them over the last several years? Yeah, we're going to do this. And then they never do it, right? I've lost trust. I'm just being fair with you, okay? I've lost trust in them. I don't believe what they say. We see what they do. They voted today. They couldn't reopen the government, so they ran home crying for the weekend. Literally, it's what happened. Okay, so these are the people representing us. They ran home crying because they couldn't reopen the government today. Yeah, that's what we have to deal with. Shell Balestra, see you there. Hey, Shell, sorry, I'm being late on your email. I apologize, Shell. I promise you, I will respond. I promise you. Okay, give me a break. The last couple of days have been nuts for me. I'm here for you. Thank you, Shell. Bachia, Paula, exactly. Thank you for understanding. I really appreciate that. Ryan Anderson saying, hey, could they do emergency food stamps for November? I mean, what they really should do, I mean, that's a really good question, Ryan. Could they do emergency food stamps for November? I mean, they could, but realistically, if they just got their act together, it wouldn't really need to be an emergency food stamp. It would literally just be the regular monthly benefit that's supposed to go to the beneficiaries on time without any disruption. But because they're not doing necessarily the work that they're supposed to, they failed 10 times on reopening the government now, today being vote number 10 that failed. Well, you know, it's the regular benefit should be going out. Again, I like I said a minute ago, I anticipate that they'll come together with a contingency plan and figure out a way to fund this to get the money to the beneficiaries. But we won't know that until they actually do it. Okay. They keep talking, oh, there might be a contingency plan. Will there really? Or is that just them saying that to make it sound good to us? Like, hey, don't worry, we've got a contingency. Do they really? I want to see it, right? They didn't tell us what the contingency is. That's the problem. Gotcha. Alexis McIntyre, talking about the number that to call. Okay, I'm going to be fair with you, Alexis. They can help with Medicare, not Medicaid. Okay, not Medicaid. Unfortunately, Medicaid is very, very restrictive. Medicaid is one of these programs where you get like no flexibility. Either you're on Medicaid and you've got like you're locked in on Medicaid. That's what all they can do. When it comes down to Medicare, there's a lot of optionality within Medicare and flexibility with plans. So yeah, chapter here, they can help with Medicare. They can't do anything with Medicaid. Okay, just being fair with you on that. So yeah, unfortunately, they can't help with Medicaid at all. And again, that's not just them. It's anybody. Doesn't matter who you call. Nobody can help with Medicaid essentially. Okay, does that help? Yeah, Alexis, I hope that helps you. Nice. Legend Nebula. Hey, Legend. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you from Tennessee. Checking in. That's awesome. Legend, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, I see your message there. You're so angry. You're very upset about this. You get food stamps. I see your message. Hey, like, seriously, maybe this isn't a good thing for me to say. I'm just going to say, like, join the crowd. I mean, seriously, we're right there with you. I mean, seriously, this is why I'm talking about it, making a big deal about this. This is why it's out there in the headlines and, like, trying to bring this to the attention of people, right? I don't know if it's going to make any difference. I could write a letter. I've done that multiple times. In fact, sitting over here on my desk, I have a whole, well, it's not a ton. Anyway, I have a whole stack of papers over here. It's literally all the letters I've sent out over the last like 4 years or something that I've drafted and sent out. It's been a couple months since I've done a letter, but honestly, at this point, considering we've only got like 2 weeks to go here, I don't really know if a letter is going to make that much of a difference considering how much they're arguing. So I mean, seriously, we're right there with you. I see your message. I'm going to do what I can, but I mean, honestly, this isn't really up to me, right? I mean, if this were up to me, things would be so different. Things would be so different if this were up to me. I mean, I don't know why we got to make such a big deal about the most ridiculous things. I mean, why can't we just agree on stuff? You know what? Everybody's got to compromise to some degree. And what I mean is like the lawmakers, you know, why do they have to argue as much as they do? Don't get me wrong. Arguing is fine. A little bit. Negotiating is fine. I love to negotiate myself. I do the same thing. But I mean, come on, everybody's got to flex a little bit. That's what it's all about, right? Everybody's got to give a little bit. Nobody's going to get 100% of what they want. That's just how negotiations go. Just stop whining and just like do your job, right? That's what they've been elected to do. So, yeah. AK is asking, will Section 8 payments come through for November in Texas? Really good question. AK, I'm going to be 100% fair with you. I would have to look into that. Honestly, I'm just being 100% fair. I always say this, if I don't know the answer to a question off the top of my head at the moment, I'm not going to pretend like I do. Right now, on that Section 8, exactly, I'd have to look in that for you. I don't know the answer to that right now, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, you're going to be fine for November. I don't know right now, okay? So, AK, I apologize, but that's the honest truth right here right now. Oops. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shell Balestra saying, I lost trust in them a long time ago. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Toby Reville. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks. Appreciate it. Toby Reville says, thanks for everything you do for us. That's awesome. Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, Diana Rivera. I see you there. If I'm pronouncing your last name incorrectly, I apologize. But yeah, Diana Rivera. Basically talking about sending money to other countries, and they got all kinds of money there, but yet what about us? Kind of thing, right? Wait, what about us again? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Joan Phillips is saying no work, no pay. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, right? So yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. James Lara is saying, is this really true? What do you mean, James? Can you elaborate, please? James, nice to see you, by the way. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Rudy the King saying, AK, good question. I agree. I apologize. I don't have a solid answer for you at the moment on that one. Yep. But by the way, did you see my video from about, it was probably 2 months ago now, talking about some of the changes that they want to implement to the Section 8 program? I'm going to be fair with you. I haven't really kept up with the latest updates on that lately. But yeah, they want to change the Section 8 program in a pretty big way, basically putting time allowances in there as far as how long somebody can be on the Section 8 program, limiting it to 2 years. 2 years. Basically, you come in, get some help for 2 years, and then they're basically like, well, sorry, it was a fun run for 2 years, but you're out of here now, right? So that could probably make the situation even worse for people, right? I mean, it takes a long time for somebody's financial situation and, to change things and to kind of get their finances back in order, things like that, to be back on their own and on their feet in a stable foundation and footing. 2 years, I'm going to be fair with you. I don't think 2 years is long enough for somebody to really turn that around and really get back financially stable again in that situation. I feel like in 2 years, somebody's kind of really just, making progress at that point. And then 2 years, they're like, sorry, you're out of here. And then they throw them out again. I don't know. Feels like that'd be a situation where that individual will be put back into a very precarious situation, kind of a dangerous situation for them again. Yeah. Mike Schur talking about, so what did you, hang on. Oh yeah, wouldn't be planning on a Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, that's crazy. That's only like a little more than a month away from right now, right? Can you believe it? Right? Yeah. Wow. By the way, a couple of years ago, I was trying to figure out some kind of Thanksgiving program. I never came up with a solution on it, but a couple of years ago, I was talking about this and I was like, hey, I'd love to be able to do something like to send turkeys to everybody or something ridiculous, right? Just because it would be super funny. Not funny, but like fun, right? But I was like, I don't know how I could implement this. Like, how do I send a bunch of frozen turkeys to everybody? I don't know. Shipping costs on sending like a 10-pound turkey would be like ridiculously high. So I don't really know like how a good solution would be on that. But if you have any ideas, let me know. Maybe that'd be a fun project to work on again this year. Yeah. Shell Balestra waving your hands all around. I see like a ton of hands waving all over. That's awesome. Thanks, Shell. Really appreciate it. Nice. Oh, Legend Nebula waving hands all around as well. Thank you. Hope you're also having a nice day. Yeah. Happy Thursday. Yeah. Ted Murphy. I like it. Did you call it Grub Stubs? Is that what you called it? I love it. That is so cool. I've never heard that before. I think that's what you said. Yeah, I think I think that's what you said. Ted Murphy. That's very funny. I've never heard that before. A lot of people depend on those grub stubs. That's so true. I like that. But yeah, totally true. Whatever you want to call it, grub stubs included, right? I love it. But yeah, that's so true. A lot of people, 42.2 million people, are on the food stamp program. What that also tells us is that these individuals that are on the food stamp program also have a very, very low income, right? A very low income. 130% of the federal poverty max to be eligible for the food stamp program. So we know that somebody's living on a very low income anyway in order to be eligible for the food stamp program. So yeah. Abby Sternberg, is that what it is? Abby Sternberg from New York. I see you there as well. Thanks for reaching out. Nice to see you, Abby. I appreciate the message. Yeah, Abby Sternberg. Awesome. Thanks, Abby. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching. Yeah, Alexis McIntyre, you're very welcome. Thank you. Glad that that was helpful. Thanks for being here, Alexis. Yeah, M is saying 4 kids rely on my food stamps. Yeah, and you're very upset by this. Yeah. So in October, you probably got your higher benefit. Again, I don't know your household size, but it sounds like 4 kids and probably you, so probably at least 5. So yeah, you know, you can be getting your new higher benefit, which went up a little bit, but totally get it that, you know, yeah, that's good for like a month, right? At, you know, minimum. Yeah, Abby Sternberg again. Hi, all. Awesome. Thanks, Abby. Nice to have you here. Thank you. Yeah. Ryan Anderson, you're very welcome. Thanks, Ryan. Nice to see you as always. Hope you're doing well, Ryan. Yeah, Sonia Fox. Government needs to get it together. Exactly. Yes. Nana Short is saying, I've heard enough. You're sick and tired, I think you said. Oh, you're sick. You're sick. Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I'm just literally the person that brings data. So yeah, again, I wish I had something better to report right now in this video at this moment. But again, things are so wild. I mean, seriously, we all recognize this, right? This year has been nuts all over the place. 1 minute we're talking about, oh my, president talked about sending us $2 grand. And then like a minute later, they're like, oh yeah, we're shutting this sucker down and we're gonna be shut down for a while and nobody's gonna get their food stamps, their SNAP benefits. You know what I mean? Like, it's all over the place. Yeah. Elizabeth Gallio, is that what it is? Elizabeth Gallio, I believe. I could be saying your last name incorrectly. I apologize, Elizabeth. Yeah, you said that you saw a video and they said that if people want to get food stamps, somebody needs to be working or in a training program. Depends. I actually covered that a little bit earlier in this video. Let's talk, excuse me, let's talk about that for a minute. That's true, kind of, for some people, okay? So it's not everybody. It's definitely not everybody. Yes, as of, well, it's still actually right now. I mean, the rule is still there now. It's just getting to be a tighter rule for more people starting as of November, okay? So let me explain it super fast. And again, I explained it earlier in this video. Watch the first like 20 minutes of this video and you'll see the details there if you want, but I'll explain it super fast right here. Basically what it is, it's the ABAWD limitation. What it means is ABAWD stands for able-bodied adults without dependents. And basically what that means is as of right now, for the next like 2 weeks, the age range is between the ages of 18 and 59. Okay, so those individuals that are able-bodied between the ages of 18 and 59 and who do not have a qualified dependent, they must be getting, or sorry, they must be working or volunteering or skill training or education training at least 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month in order to be eligible for SNAP benefits. That's what that's all about. As of November 1st, the new age range on that changes from 18 through 64. Okay, so 18 through 64, somebody who is able-bodied without a dependent must fulfill the work requirement in order to get their SNAP benefit. If they do not fulfill the work requirement, they get kicked off the program. That's what that comes down to, okay? They will lose their SNAP benefit. Now, you might be wondering, what if I have a dependent? Well, the dependent definition is also going to be changing. Right now, for the next 2 weeks, the dependent definition is anybody under the age of 18. So 17 and under is still qualified as a dependent, making somebody exempt from the work requirement, if that makes sense, okay? If they're between that age range and if they are able-bodied. However, as of November 1st, the age range is going to be changing to 13 and under. So anybody under the age of 14, 13 and under is considered a dependent. 14 and over is no longer considered a dependent when it comes down to the SNAP program. So somebody right now, maybe who is able-bodied and has maybe say a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old or a 17-year-old or a 15-year-old would be exempt from the work requirement because their dependent makes them exempt. However, in 2 weeks, when we roll over to November, that person in this example that I'm giving who's able-bodied, who has a dependent of 14, 15, 16, 17, who's exempt from the work requirement, will now need to fulfill the work requirement of 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month if they want their SNAP benefit. If they don't fulfill the work requirement, they will lose their benefit and get kicked off the program. Make sense? Okay. Yeah, those are the new rules. Love rules, not I don't like rules. Anyway. Yes, I hope that explains that for you. Yeah. Elizabeth Gallio, Gallio, I think it's Gallio. Elizabeth, I see you there. I hope that helps. Nice. AK, yeah. AK, stay tuned. I'll do some research on that, see where we're at with that right now. I apologize, I don't have the answer for you at this moment, but that's just where we're at. Yeah, AK, thank you for understanding. Nice. Joni Philia. Joni, nice to see you as always. I really appreciate your messages. Thanks for the very nice comment here. Really appreciate that. Very nice of you. Yeah. So Joni, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you. Sue Pecora, is that what it is? Sue Pecora, you're saying if no food stamps, wouldn't they send us a letter? They may be doing some kind of communication. Not sure what that would be, but I think as of right now, they don't know like where we're currently at with this. In fact, some states actually have already started doing this. Yes, you're right. Some states have already started doing this. I think the states are, I could be wrong on these, Wisconsin, I think it's South Carolina and the state of Minnesota. Those 3 states as of right now that I've seen have started sending out basically notifications to their beneficiaries saying, we may not be able to pay you because we don't have any money because we're broke. Okay, that's what might happen here. So some states have already started doing this. Yeah, not many, a few, 3 that I have seen so far. Nice. AK. AK, awesome. That's great. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, Linda Johnson. Linda Johnson, I see you there as well. Thanks for watching, Linda. Nice to have you. Thank you. Nice. Legend Nebula saying my deep freezer is full. That's awesome. That's a good problem to have, right? Yes, that's great. Yeah, Harold Kempster. Harold Kempster, nice to see you. Thanks for reaching out, Harold Kempster. Nice to have you. Really appreciate it. Yep. Nice. Okay, so James, Lara, and Shell Blester are saying gift cards for turkey. Okay, yeah, that works too, right? That always works. Yeah, that's good idea. Perfect. Yeah, Kenny Lynch, I see your messages there. Kenny Lynch, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Nice to have you as always. Kenny Lynch, thanks for being here. Yes, exactly. Shelly. Yeah, Shell Blestra, I see it there. The gift card idea, that's awesome. I like that. Yeah, Baccia Paula is saying maybe send food to people. So what's actually super interesting about this, so years ago, this was maybe like 3 years ago, give or take a little bit. Yeah, probably 3 years ago or so. I was doing this project. Maybe some of you have been around since then. I don't know. I know some of you have been for sure, but I'm saying I don't know if you were involved with this or remember this. But maybe for like 6 months or so, I was maybe probably longer than that, maybe like 8 months or so. I don't remember when it started, but it's probably about 3 years ago. I was literally sending like packages from Amazon to people's houses, right? So basically I was doing like these giveaways. So like each month or each week, I'd dedicate a certain dollar amount of, say, like, I don't know, maybe like $5,000 in a month or something like that. And I'd be like, I'm going to spend $5,000 this month and send you stuff. Send me your wish list. Okay. So literally people were leaving comments on the videos and we're like, I want a crock pot. I want an air fryer. I want a blender. I need a coffee pot. I need a space heater. I need cleaning products. I need paper products. I don't know. There's all kinds of random stuff. And I was like, okay. And I'd go through the comment section and use a random comment generator. And I'd choose like, I don't know. I was spending $50 per person is what I was spending. But anyway, so say $5,000 would get, what is that? How much is that? Is that 100 people? Is that 100? Maybe I'm wrong on that. Anyway, whatever it calculates out to. So whatever, I'd take the dollar amount that I was going to spend that month and I'd choose the number of people that basically $50 would fulfill, right? And then what I would do is I'd reach out to these people in the comment section and be like, hey, your name was chosen with the random comment generator. Send me an email with your address and your, exactly what you want, brand, exactly what it is that you want. And I will send you the items. So literally for over the course of like 8 months or something, we sent out like a couple thousand packages. It was nuts, like a ton of stuff. And I was like, when you get your stuff, send a picture of what you received and I'll feature you in an upcoming video. So I literally was getting all these pictures of people like posing with their laundry detergent, and people posing with their new crock pot, and like people sitting on their kitchen table with like, their new air fryer or their new like kitchen countertop ice maker, whatever we were sending. It was actually pretty funny. The videos are still here on the channel. It was like, again, probably like 3 years or so ago. I literally still have the videos here on the channel doing that, of just, featuring all those. It was pretty funny. But then interestingly enough, I got kicked off of Amazon for doing that. I didn't know, but they're like, you're in violation of Amazon Prime, because I was sending out too many packages to like all these random addresses all across the country. And they're like, this is a violation of our policies for being an Amazon Prime member. And they kicked me off. And I was like, okay, I didn't realize that you're going to penalize me for spending like, thousands of dollars a month buying all these random like kitchen gadgets and stuff, paper products, and literally sending them to like, hundreds of addresses over the course of several months. And they're like, you can't do this. And they're like, that's it. You're out of here. So I guess I had to end it. So I did, but super fun while it lasted. It was really, really fun. Yeah. Anyway, I'd be very curious to go back and see some of those videos. I have no idea what they're even titled. They're way back a long time ago, but that was pretty fun. Yeah, Sue Reynolds. Sue Reynolds is saying there's going to be a lot of looters. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Linda Johnson is saying, I feel bad for all of those that were just laid off and, in this situation. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Denise M, how you doing? Nice to see you, Denise M. It's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Denise M, you're awesome. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Exactly. Yeah. Sonia Fox, I see your message there about the holiday and the food and the, just looking out for humanity and just doing what we can to help people. Yeah. Amazing stuff, right? Yes. AK, yeah, you're very welcome. AK, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. James Laura is interestingly saying the grocery stores are going to feel it too. I agree with you. What's super interesting about this? So over the summer, earlier this year, when they were talking about cutting the food stamp program by $186 billion, which is actually what happened, they're going to cut the program by $186 billion over the next 10 years. So it's about $1.86 billion. Or no, let me take that back. $18.6 billion a year is how much this program is going to be cut by. But I was saying this, months ago, which was large grocery lobbyists were coming in and saying, no, you can't do this. What's interesting is that literally lobbyists from the grocery industry were coming in and telling lawmakers, you can't cut these benefits. Why? Because that's $18.6 billion a year that the grocery industry is not going to get, right? So do you think they want to take that kind of cut to their bottom line and their gross revenues and their margins? Nada. They want that money, right? So the grocery industry, they know when food stamps go up, they get a raise. When food stamps go down, they get a cut, right? So they feel it too, because obviously the grocery industry is who is the one supplying the food that these SNAP beneficiaries are buying with their EBT benefits, and therefore the money goes to the grocery industry. So they were lobbying on this hard, months ago to basically say, no, you cannot cut these benefits at the degree that they're talking about. They did it anyway, right? Yeah. Oh, nice. Is it Islamic? I think it is. I could be saying your name incorrectly. I apologize. But hey, I think that's how you pronounce it, Islamic. But anyway, you say, been watching you since 2020. Also blind with retinitis pigmentosa. Thank you for reaching out. That's awesome. There's only a few thousand of us in the world. We're like unicorns practically, right? There's not many RP people out there. But yeah, I really appreciate you reaching out. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Been around for so long. But yeah, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Very nice message. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, Cookie Swikert. That is also another issue, kind of part of what's going on here as well, why they're trying to surveil this program and things like that. So if you haven't noticed yet, they're implementing a lot of surveillance techniques into seeing who is enrolled in a lot of these programs, okay? Just being fair with you, if you look at what they're doing, there's a lot of surveillance going on right now to see who is getting food stamps, who is on Medicaid, who is on the Section 8 program, for example. That's what they're doing, right? How are they doing it? They're doing this surveillance through the Social Security Administration, through the IRS. They're looking into it. I mean, they're really looking into this. Why? Because they want to remove people that they don't believe should be on these programs. Just saying, okay? Yep. It's a real thing. Yeah, Cookie Swikert. Good question. You're saying, but does that apply to, I think you said, seniors or people that can't work? No, not necessarily. Okay, so as far as the work requirement, Cookie Swikert is what you're talking about. No. So if somebody is any age, the age does not matter. You could be 18, you could be 22, you could be 35, you could be 44, you could be 52, you could be 64 or 65, or you could be 72 or 75 or 95. It doesn't matter. Anybody with a disability is exempt from the work requirement. Any age, doesn't matter. Any age, does not matter. If somebody has a disability, they are exempt from the work requirement for SNAP benefits, okay? That's the really cool part about that. And I do get that question quite often. So really, really good question. I'm glad you brought that up, Cookie Swikert. I really appreciate you asking that. You're 100% correct. Yes, anybody with a disability, regardless of age, is exempt. Okay, so I'm just going to say this. Like, having a disability is honestly not fun, right? For the most part, I think we can all probably agree. Like, having a disability isn't like isn't like all that great. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. We're good. But like, if we could make a choice, we'd probably be like, yeah, I'd probably not like have a disability. You know what I mean? I think most people would probably agree with that. But as I've said before in other videos, it's like finally like, how am I supposed to say this? Maybe for once it's advantageous to have a disability. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I don't mean that to come off like in a negative way. I'm just saying like most of the time having a disability gives us like a massive disadvantage, right? But for once, when it comes to the SNAP program and being exempt from the work requirement, we're like, hey, it's not so bad being disabled for once, right? You know what I mean? So finally, having a disability may not be the worst thing when it comes down to the SNAP program and literally the work requirement exemption. Other than that, no, having a disability, honestly, I think a lot of us would say, no, I wouldn't take this disability if I could choose, right? Yeah. Yeah, Sue Reynolds, I see you there. Thanks for being here. Nice to see you. Transplant warrior. Okay. So again, a little bit of a different iteration on this question. Really good. Okay. So transplant warrior, by the way, love the name and thank you for what you do. I can anticipate by your name here, you know, kind of a little bit of your backstory. Again, either way, thank you so much for what you do. Really, really appreciate you. But anyway, transplant warrior is basically saying you're disabled. Okay. Your daughter is severely disabled. It sounds like based on your comment here. Yep. So us disabled people, and you said you have a severely disabled daughter. Are they taking it from us too? Okay, couple different things here. Number one, if you're disabled, again, you don't need to fulfill the work requirement in regards to these SNAP changes coming in for November. Okay, so that's number one. However, when it comes down to potential disruption for November to food stamps, the SNAP program, it's going to be everybody across the board, disabled or not. And the reason that I say that is they're out of money. They ran out of money. It's not about a disability thing. It's not about a senior thing. It's not about a, an able-bodied thing. It's literally they ran out of money. That's the problem that we're facing now. So this is going to hit everybody equally across the board on SNAP benefits if they do not come up with a contingency plan. And if lawmakers do not refund the government here in the next 2 weeks, it's going to hit everybody across the board on SNAP, literally 42.2 million people that are on these benefits. That's why, okay? It's a funding thing, not necessarily like, well, you got a disability, you'll be good. When it comes down to the work requirements, because of the new rules as of November, yes, you'll be good with that. But the funding is the problem that we're facing now. Does that make sense, Transplant Warrior? I hope that explains it. I know this is confusing, totally get it, which is why I'm spending time with you here in the chat box, just doing what I can to answer these for you. I know that that's confusing. I totally understand that. And I hope that helps to explain it further. Nice. Oops, hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm gonna get this person's name correctly. J A and P. J A and P. The Eclectic Collector. I love the name. That's hard for me to say for some reason. I'm surprised I nailed it the first time around. Anyway, J A and P. This is amazing. I love your comment right here. With a simple change, J A and P, writing in the chat box right here, right now, is saying, with a simple change, I was able to keep my doctors, right, your providers, with the assistance of chapter. It's amazing, right? So literally, it sounds to me. Exactly. Yep. So J A and P called chapter again, right here. That phone number right there. Absolutely amazing. J A and P did exactly that. Called chapter, made a simple change, was able to keep the providers, probably get a better plan because that's why this person in J A and P changed, was allowed to see their doctors, got a better plan with the assistance of chapter. Absolutely amazing. I would love to hear J A and P. How long were you on the phone? Was it like 10 minutes, 15, 20? From the people that I've talked to, it's not all that long. Oh, my dad talked to chapter today. I haven't talked to my dad yet, but he was on the books to talk to chapter today. Today being Thursday. I talked about this the other day. Yeah, Sunday night, literally Sunday night, like 6 o'clock. My dad calls me. Hey, just got off the phone with chapter. Scott from chapter called me. I'm on the books for Thursday. So my dad talked to chapter today. I haven't talked to my dad yet today. I texted my mom a couple times, but have not talked to my dad. I'm excited to talk to him. That reminds me. Okay. So JANP, thanks for bringing that up. I'm going to call my dad when I get off of this and say, hey, how did your call with chapter go today? So I'm super excited to see what they found for him. But my parents are currently on Medicare Advantage plans, and they're likely going to be changing because their plan is changing massively for the upcoming year. And they're like, hey, this isn't going to work for us anymore. So they're likely getting new plans. I'm very curious to see what happened there. But yeah, JANP, absolutely amazing. Called chapter, again, right there. I want to hear how long you were on the phone. Was it 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, something like that? Again, got a better plan. You are able to keep your providers. Absolutely amazing. That's very, very important to most people. Your providers, still having access to your providers, your networks, whatever it is, and got that assistance. Now you're locked in. You're good. Here's the cool thing about this. JANP is locked in. You're good for the rest of the year, and you know you have nothing to worry about for the rest of the year and all of next year. You're good. JANP gets to relax and just enjoy life, you know, for the rest of the year, all of next year, until literally this time next year when you need to shop your plan again. That's awesome. Do you have that reassurance knowing that? That's that's really, really cool. So anyway, thanks for sharing, JANP. Huge shout out to you. Keep those comments rolling in. By the way, anybody, for those of you that have called chapter right there, again, they're helping tons of you. By the way, I was in communication with some people over at chapter yesterday, and they're like, our phone is ringing off the hook today. Your community is calling us, and they are like literally ringing our phones off the hook. Okay. People here in this community, I received a ton of comments yesterday from those of you reaching out saying, just call chapter, just got a new plan, just saved $1,100, just saved $363, or again, the list goes on and on. I featured some of the comments today in the community post. A lot of people reaching out, getting better plans, better coverages, saving a boatload of money. Again, I've been saying, they're like magicians. It's nuts. I don't know how they do what they do as fast as they do. I am not that fast. I'm way slower than them, but they are like magicians. Seriously, if you're on Medicare, phone numbers right there. They are there until 10 p.m. East Coast time. Why? They've extended their hours for the next 53 days during annual enrollment, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. East Coast time, Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends. They've extended their hours to help you with your Medicare during this little window that's open for a little while. It's not going to last very long, but they've extended their hours to be there for you, to help you through this, to make sure that you're properly covered, make sure that you're on the best plan for your personal situation going into the new year, making sure that you can still see your providers, just like JANP is doing right here with a simple change. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, make sure to call them. After you do, drop a comment on any video. Use the word chapter. I know you've heard me say this before. Just use the word chapter. That's the keyword that I search for. And I would love to feature you in an upcoming video, just like JANP right here in this live stream. Amazing. Congratulations, JANP. That's awesome. Yeah. Transplant Warrior, I see you again there. Thank you so much for reaching out. Again, I apologize. I'm really backed up in the comment section right now. I apologize. Doing my best. We'll do my best to get through these as quickly as I can. James Lara. Yep. Shell Balestra of you. Legend Nebula, you there. Sonia Fox. Abby. Abby Sternbert is saying that you are disabled and then you have kids. It sounds like you're wondering if your kids need to get a job to get SNAP. Again, I don't know your exact situation, but my answer to that would be no. Reason being is that you're qualified on your SNAP based on basically you. Okay, you're the one that's qualified for the SNAP. Your kids being your dependents. Okay, so based on what I know about your situation, which is I don't know much, honestly. To me, based on what I know about you and what you've shared so far in the chat, to me, it sounds like you're totally fine. Okay, Abby Sternberg. Yep. Sternberg. Sorry, Sternberg. Abby. Yes. Nice. Susan Pecora, you're in New York. Awesome. Thank you. Abby and Sue, Abby and Sue in New York. Awesome. Thanks for reaching out. Appreciate both of you. Nice. Harold Kempster, I see you there as well. Thanks for being here. Yep. Kenny Lynch, they're going to keep it shut down so they can blame the other side. 100%. Yes. Have you noticed the blame game? All they do is point their fingers, right? Yeah. Denise M, you're very welcome. Denise M, thanks so much for the nice message. You're very, very kind. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Michael Alderton, I think it is. Michael Alderton, you're very welcome. Michael reaching out saying thank you for talking about this. You're welcome. Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on all this as we get more information. Still a very fluid situation. Things are changing rapidly. I say that all the time because it's true. Literally every single day, more information's coming out. It's nuts with what's happening. Bagia Paula. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for being here again. I apologize about the name. I know I'm saying that incorrectly, but thank you. I appreciate your patience and cooperation. Nice. Shell Balestra is out shopping again. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Shell. Yeah, exactly. Hey, if I bring the Amazon project back, maybe Shell can be my dedicated shopper. Yeah, maybe you can do that for me, right? I can forward all the information and say, hey, all these people want this stuff. Can you fulfill the orders for me? How cool would that be, Shell? Yeah. Yeah, Shell Balestra, thank you so much for the nice message. That is very, very kind of you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Shell Balestra, I agree with you. Yep, the lady with the soap. 100% agree. That was weird. Yeah, Nanny Tracy is saying some good advice is to stack up on different food items. Now Nanny Tracy is suggesting, shopping at discount stores, stocking up with on bulk at bulk stores, things like that. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what a lot of people probably maybe already do. I mean, I would guess, I don't know, I'm not going to assume that, but I would guess that a lot of people probably, shop at these discount stores, maybe big box stores that have, like pallet discounts. Well, I don't know about a pallet, but like case discounts, stuff like that, or, that are cheaper, or even food pantries, stuff like that. I've been reading some different things out there that food pantries are even getting squeezed right now as well. Pretty big because they just, if they have massive demand coming in and they don't have the food coming in to support the demand that they have, right? Supply and demand. You've heard me talk about that a million times over the last several years. Yeah, demand is outstripping supply. Therefore, they don't have enough to keep up. Yeah, it's a big problem. Shell Balestra is asking, have you seen Deborah Chapman? I just saw her the other day. I think I saw her yesterday. Yeah, I saw Deborah yesterday, I think it was. So yeah, she's good. I agree. Haven't seen her around as much, but she is definitely around. I saw a comment from her on a video. I think it was yesterday. So yeah, she's still good. James Lars asking, if you send me a turkey, will you include the jiglets? I think you said. Is that what is that? Is that like Jello or something? I don't know. It sounds like, yeah. Is it Desmond? Desmond, I think it is. You said, just look this up. They don't know if you're going to get a full payment for the month of November. Exactly. Yep, exactly. That's what I talked about maybe the first like 20 minutes or so of this video. That was the main focus of this video before I got into the chat box. Yeah, exactly. The purpose of what I was talking about here. So yeah, 100%. They don't know as of right now. They're like, we don't have enough money to send out the full benefit. Okay, well, how much do you have? They don't know. Right. Well, they know how much they have. They haven't told us how much, and they're working on a contingency plan. They don't know what the contingency plan is. Okay, we don't know if there's going to be something. So right now, it sounds like they have enough for a partial payment of November, but that's about it. Yeah. Camping big scooting, is that what it is? Camping big suiting? Big suiting? Camping big suiting, I think it is. I like your name. It makes me think what that's all about. Anyway, very, very interesting. But yes, you wrote your comment here. Wisconsin said no SNAP next month. Interesting. Yeah. Earlier in this live stream, I don't know, a while ago now, I talked about the 3 states that have apparently been reaching out to their beneficiaries. South Carolina, Wisconsin, and the state of Minnesota have been reaching out to their beneficiaries, apparently saying we may not be able to send out benefits for the following month. So in November, exactly. And that's what Camping Big Suiting is suggesting as well. So you must be located in one of those, actually Wisconsin. You mentioned Wisconsin. So I'm anticipating that you're located in Wisconsin. Yeah. Desmond is saying, I need to explain things better than I do. Oh, I get complaints that people say, you talk too much, you explain things too much, get to the facts or get to the details or whatever. What happened is that Desmond, here's the deal, is in the first like 20 minutes of this video, I explained things in like nauseating detail. Okay. Like I think a lot of people would be like, okay, I get the point. I get the point. What happened is that in the chat box here, I try to get through comments as fast as I can here and just gotta get to everybody, as many as I can. So I kind of like work through it really quickly here. So you're right. I may be not going in as much detail now, but in the first like 20 minutes of this video, I explain things in a lot of detail, a lot of detail. So yeah, watch the first like 20 minutes of this video. You'll understand everything there very clearly, if that makes sense. Yep. But I appreciate your message. Thank you for reaching out. Yeah, Siray Wilson, I see you there. Thanks for reaching out. Appreciate it. Again, I know that I'm very backed up in the comment section. Sky Rob is asking, are they also talking about taking people off of SSI? No, they're not doing that. Okay. No, there's some different it's not even proposals. There's some discussions about tightening up who could be eligible for disability benefits. They're talking about it. It has not been applied yet. But basically that'd be for new applicants. Okay. I can make a dedicated video about that. Let's not open that can of worms here in this video. But as far as kicking people off of SSI, in general, no. Okay. Yeah. Sky Rob, hope that answers your question. Yeah. Sonia Fox, you're very welcome. Sonia saying, thanks for being here for the community. You're welcome. Thanks for being here, Sonia. Really appreciate you. Rudy the King is saying, you're on Section 8, SSI, and food stamps. You have a 15-year-old son. Will the government shutdown impact essentially all of these? Okay. As I mentioned, and as I answered the question for a person named AK earlier, I said for the Section 8 thing, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know the answer for that right now. I would need to look into that a little bit further as far as how Section 8 may be impacted by the current situation right now. So just being fair with you, if I don't know the answer on something, I'm going to tell you that. And on the Section 8 question, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that right now, so I apologize. I'm going to look that up for AK. I can report that back to you in a separate video or live stream. As far as your SSI, no. Your SSI will not be impacted whatsoever by the government shutdown. Don't worry about that. As far as your food stamp benefit, maybe. Okay, and the reason I say maybe, it's going to be everybody across the board. If the government shutdown extends into November, everybody. It's not going to be one specific group. It's going to be everybody that's going to feel the pain from that, which could be is literally they're out of money. They've ran out of money to distribute to the beneficiary, and as a result of that, all beneficiaries could see a partial payment in November. Maybe. Let's see how this whole thing plays out, and let's see what happens as we get closer to November. If lawmakers reopen the government or not, we'll all know here in next couple of weeks. We'll get a lot more data on this and see what happens. I hope that helps to answer the question. Rudy the King, yes. Got it. Okay. So J, A, and P, you reached out. I like your comment there. You said you were on the phone with them for about 45 minutes because you had a bunch of questions and your situation was a little bit complicated, you said. That's okay. Seriously, I've said that in my videos before. Bring your list of questions. I say that all the time, right? Bring your list of questions. Bring your list of preferences. Bring your wish list. That's awesome. I'm glad that you were able to sit on the phone and talk to them for 45 minutes. I mean, maybe you didn't enjoy that. I don't know. I'm just saying, but that's why they're there, right? So very awesome that you were able to do that. Hopefully they answered your questions for you, but it sounds like you were able to get yourself a better plan, still see your doctors that you need to see, and get you what you need so you're locked in for the following year. That's awesome. J, A, and P, thank you for reaching out with that information. That's amazing. So again, J, A, and P, the eclectic collector. Again, that's hard for me to say for some reason. I like your name. But anyway, JANP reached out to, again, chapter right there. Phone number is right there for you. If you are on Medicare, make sure to call them. Again, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Again, maybe it's a little bit longer if you have a lot of questions or if you have a little bit of a complicated situation. But again, it's 100% for free to get help with your Medicare, to make sure that you can for your personal situation for the upcoming year. We are currently within Medicare Annual Enrollment. This is the one window throughout the year, which is by far the most versatile window throughout the year, allowing everybody on Medicare to do virtually anything you want with your Medicare plan. I mean, you could change plans, again, all kinds of options. But again, if you're on Medicare, you got to do this for yourself. And again, it's only a few minutes, 15, maybe 20 minutes, depends on what it is. Phone number's there for you. Give them a call. They will be there until 10 p.m. East Coast time, Monday through Friday for the next 53 days, out until early December, and 9 to 9, 12 hours on weekends, 14 hours a day on weekdays, 12 hours a day on weekends, there to serve you. Tons of people here in this community have already called them. Again, I've seen all the comments. People are reaching out, saving all kinds of money. It's absolutely incredible. And again, like I said, they're like magicians. They wave their magic wand within a matter of minutes. They have a few plans available in your local area for what you personally need for your personal situation. And they can talk you through the details. Bring your list of questions, bring your wish list, bring your preferences, whatever it is, and let them help you. It's totally free. And I think you're going to be shocked after you get off the phone with them, how incredibly helpful they are. Yeah, let me know how it goes, by the way, after you talk to them. Use the word chapter in a comment. That's what I search for, and I'd love to feature you and give you a shout out in a future video. Nice. James Lara, I see you. Shell Balestra. Legend Nebula, just rattling off some names. Sonia Fox, I see you there as well. Rudy the King. Yeah, Bajia Paula, I see you there as well. Nice. Christopher Garcia saying, I got $4 more per month on my SNAP benefit this month. What's up? Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. In other words, you're not getting a whole lot more. But again, if you're just joining right now, if you're just jumping on live right now, I would say this much. Watch the first like 20 minutes of this live stream. Is Corey there? No. Okay. Anyway, I thought I heard Corey. Watch the first like 20 minutes of this live stream. If you're just jumping on right now, watch the first like 20 minutes. That's all you got to really watch, honestly. I gave all the details there in the first like 20 minutes. Just watch that first 20 minutes. You don't need to watch the part where I'm in the chat box here. I'm just doing what I can here to serve those of you in this community, answer your questions, do what I can for you right now. I get it. It's a tough time out there. But anyway, the first like 20 minutes or so, I highlight everything that I wanted to talk about, and it's coming out right now. The letter that was sent over by USDA to state agencies telling them, prepare, we're out of money. We're not going to be able to send benefits out to people. Yeah. I'm very backed up in the comments. I'm going to go back down to the bottom, the very bottom. So the most recent comments, and start from there. I'm just very backed up in the comments. I apologize. Yeah. Legend Nebula. Thank you. Yeah, Cap S78. You bought I think you saw 24 jars. 24 jars. Oh, nice. 24 jars of spaghetti noodles. That'll last you a few months. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And then you get to use the jars again. That's awesome, right? Yes. Nice. Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore 2. Yeah, exactly. Which is why we're having the problems here for November. Exactly. Yeah. So Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore 2. Nice to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Nice to have you. Thanks for joining us. Rudy the King. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay. All right, hang on. Okay. Anyway, let's wrap it up there. I know this has been quite a while. Yeah, as always, drop your comments down below. If you want to come back in a dedicated video, talk about this in greater detail, or if you have any specific questions, feel free to drop those down below. But anyway, let's wrap this up here. I just sent Corey a message asking her to come and help me out. But again, if you are one of the 70 million people on Medicare, seriously, this window is not going to last forever. Okay. It's actually not going to last much longer at all. If you're on Medicare, even if you love your plan from 2025, you still got to make sure that that plan still suits you for your personal needs and what you're looking for the upcoming year. Remember, these plans change so much every single year. In fact, hundreds and hundreds of plans are being dropped for the new year, as well as millions of people are going to be impacted by that. Okay, I've been saying this for a while now. Please do not make the mistake of just saying, oh, I'm good, and then just going into the new year being locked in with a plan that may not be the best for you. That could be a very risky and bad situation for you. Again, call the wizards, the magicians over at chapter right there, the phone number. Give them a call within 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. With the power that they have and the algorithms and their systems and their knowledge and professionalism, what they have, they can look through the plans, find the best plan for you and what you need. Bring your list of questions, bring your wish list, your preferences, whatever it is. Talk to them, let them find it for you, and they can answer your questions for you. Okay, they will certainly help you out, and this will certainly help you out a ton. All right, anyway, Corey's here to help me out. Corey's going to help me turn this on.